What's up, connoisseurs? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today is Saturday. Happy Saturday. Hope you're having a great weekend. It's June 7th. And then in this video, we're going to do another rapid fire news update, this time for the period May 31st to June 6th. And again, it's just a high level overview. In case you missed it, we go over all of the pertinent information that transpired over the last week. Before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You can follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. And I did let everybody know on socials and on the previous video that I posted that I was assaulted at a bar. We were at a bachelor party and we were all having a great time. And at the end, it was just a bunch of people looking for a fight. And I got blindsided. Some coward decided to attack me when I wasn't looking and broke 6 ribs. And yeah, did a number on my face as well. I was knocked unconscious and yeah, it was just a terrible experience. I'm probably about 70% of the way recovered. Getting a lot of people asking me how I'm doing. So really appreciate all the love and support that I've gotten. And yeah, it's just terrible how some people are so, yeah, just angry and looking for a fight for absolutely no reason. But could have been a lot worse, and the doctor says I was very lucky. So count your blessings, I guess. There's always a silver lining to everything. So we'll jump into the news here. The U.S. Supreme Court could realistically end MJ prohibition in the near future. The federal prohibition of MJ may soon face its most significant challenge since inception. So on May 27, 2025, the first U.S. Circuit of Court of Appeals rejected a lawsuit by Massachusetts-based MJ businesses seeking to overturn the federal ban on MJ. The plaintiffs argued that the federal prohibition is outdated, citing Congress' evolving stance and state-level legalization in 38 states, including Massachusetts. The court upheld the U.S. Supreme Court's decision in 2005 in Gonzalez versus Rake, which affirmed Congress's authority to criminalize MJ possession under the Commerce Clause, even in states that are allowing medical use. So we'll see what happens here. Obviously, we have case law. We can get congressional legislation as well, which, ultimately, I think that's what we're going to need in order to advance reform, right? We're going to need, similar to Canada and Germany, just removing it from the narcotics list, right? But ultimately, we'll take rescheduling, we'll take safer banking, and then ultimately descheduling is where I think we'll end up. But we'll take that incremental approach and we'll see what we can get here in terms of case law. Moving along, Czech Republic lawmakers passed bill to legalize MJ home cultivation and allow psilocybin for medical use. So huge history and groundbreaking law being made there in Czech Republic. Also, TerrAscend's CFO is stepping down. So Keith Stauffer will resign next month as the MJ company transitions the CFO role in the interim capacity. Also, High Tide to announce second fiscal quarter 2025 financial results. And that's going to be for the quarter ended April 30th, 2025. What do you notice of significance of that date? That's going to have April 20th sales on there, which they said that it was absolutely booming that weekend. So that's going to be after financial markets close on Monday, June 16th. And I'll definitely be covering that. And they're going to be holding the conference call. So they'll do a webcast. That's going to be at 11:30 a.m. on June 17th as well. So I'll do my best to stream that. If anybody wants me to live stream the earnings call, please let me know and I'll do my best. Auxly announces annual general meeting of shareholders, and that's going to be on Monday, June 30th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. We also had Texas advocates for hemp delivering 100,000 plus petitions to the governor's office, urging him to veto the ban bill. So we'll see what happens there. I'm not really expecting, too much to come from this. I think that they're more than likely going to ban it, but ultimately, here in Canada, hemp, MJ, it's all regulated the same. It's all one plant. It's all viewed as the same here in the eyes of the regulators in Canada, and that's ultimately where we need to end up. The MJ industry, the hemp industry needs to come together and urge Congress to do their job and pass comprehensive and common sense legislation. Also, Ukraine officials approved country's first ever permit to import medical MJ products. So this is going to be huge for a lot of the Canadian LPs. It's going to be big for Curaleaf in the US. and international markets really starting to ramp up, especially in Europe. Moving right along, Pennsylvania's governor is hopeful that lawmakers will send MJ legalization bill to his desk by end of the month. So this is the next state poised to legalize, which would make it the 25th state legal for recreational use in the USA. Also, North Carolina Governor Josh Stein forms council to explore MJ expungements and legalization. Love to see that. Again, we're seeing a lot of movement here. It's undeniable that this train has already left the station, and it's just a matter of when, not if, that we get full-blown legal clarity and federal legalization in the U.S. Also, Ohio adults can now buy more than double the amount of legal MJ per day than they could previously, and sales have been booming there as well. Also, insiders at Tilray were recently compensated with stock-based compensation. You can see here Sir Irwin Simon. He was granted, and they also had a portion for tax as well. So he's now sitting just under 4 million shares. And a lot of other insiders at Tilray received this stock-based compensation as well. Florida validates 43% of signatures needed for the MJ legalization initiative to make the 2026 ballot. I don't think this was any I don't think anybody doubted this. I don't think it's up for dispute. I think it's going to be on the 2026 ballot. And we know it just came a few percentage shy from being legalized in November. So we'll see if we can get it across the finish line this go around. Aurora MJ to host fourth quarter and fiscal year 2025 results. And that's going to be on Wednesday, June 18th. Sorry, hang on a second here. For the fourth quarter fiscal year on Wednesday, June 18th at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. And it will be before markets open on that same day. So that will be the conference call, and then the results will come out just before that. Also, speaking of Aurora, they expanded their medical MJ offerings in Australia with the launch of IndieMed Tempo 22. Also, the SQDC reports comprehensive income of $118 million for fiscal 2024 and 2025. We know that that's a province-run organization, so it's not individually owned like it is in certain areas of Canada. We know it's all private here in Alberta, for example. But they're making a killing there at the SQDC in Quebec. Canadian MJ industry adds Canadian $9.1 billion to the nation's gross domestic product. So the Canadian MJ industry added 9.1 billion Canadian dollars to the country's gross domestic product (GDP) during the first quarter of 2025, up from 8.3 billion in 2024. Also, CEO of Jack Daniel's parent company says MJ use eating into alcohol profits. Imagine that. So now we know, right? It's the incumbents, the big alcohols, big pharmas, big tobaccos. They have the most to lose here with the legalization of MJ. And in my opinion, that's why it's been taking so long for reform to happen in the U.S. They need to get positioned. They want to come in and scoop everything up for pennies on the dollar. And a lot of these companies, right, these entrepreneurs, they go out and they create these MJ companies. You know, they create all these innovations and breakthroughs and build these businesses. And then, like I said, the incumbents, the big corporations just sit back on the sidelines, wait for them to struggle, and then they come in and swoop in and gobble everything up, like I said, for pennies on the dollar. But believe you me, big alcohol, tobacco, and pharma is coming for this industry. That is for sure, no doubt about that. Vireo Growth issues 196.2 million shares in order to complete the Missouri acquisition. Also, AYR Wellness, I mentioned this in a previous update, they were issued the cease trade order by the Ontario Securities Commission. The order prohibits all trading in the securities of the company in Canada amid AYR's delay in its filing of Q1 2025 financial statements. Stock was down about 50% in one day, and they're going through a strategic review as well. A lot of red flags here with this company, the management shakeup. I've been saying for many, many months now that you need to be careful with this one. And, hoping they pull through. I know there's a lot of people invested in AYR, and, ultimately, I don't wish anything bad on the company. It's just the red flags are there, right? There's not going to be, 1,000 producers in Canada. There's not going to be over 1,000 producers in the U.S. either. And a lot of these companies that have high, insurmountable debt that, with all the competition in the U.S., with all of the lack of reform and with all the ramping up in anticipation of Florida going legal with Amendment 3 and that failing, that's really hurting into these companies' financials and bottom lines and ability to operate as a going concern. Also, you can check out our new channel sponsor and the sponsor of today's video, and that is Oliver Krause. They make hemp-based underwear, and they combine eco-friendly materials with superior comfort and style. I can attest to this. I've already received a couple pairs, and I ordered another pair as well. Absolutely fantastic. Like I said, can't say enough great things about the product, and I know a lot of people have been ordering it as well. And let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below, and there will also be a link for this in the comment section and in the description of this video. You can get 10% off using code POW10. If you just click the link in the description or in the comment section, it'll take you to the website and it'll have the discount code embedded into it, so you don't need to do anything. And then if you spend anything over $75, you get free shipping as well. All right, going in it there, it's Rod with Pow Group. Thanks again for joining us on the Pursuit of Wealth. Let me know what you think of this news in the comment section. We'll continue the conversation there. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you again on the next video.